Welcome into another episode of For Your Health, a podcast sponsored by Roane General Hospital. I am your host, Andrew Miller. I am not dressed up today. I'm wearing my workout gear, and there's a reason I'm wearing my workout gear. I'm standing beside Kyle Raines, who is the director here at the Wellness Center, and what we thought we'd do, we've done a couple of these where we've gone mobile. We obviously had a chance to go through the walking trails with Jeff Tanner. So what we wanted to do was kind of show people who may be newcomers to the fitness program, the Prescription for Your Health program, or just new members here at the Wellness Center, of how things go. Now, we all obviously have done a podcast about the signups and the InBody scanner and what they take you through to begin with. But what we want to do now is kind of take people through and show them what they would experience, Kyle, for the first time they show up to the actual Wellness Center, and what you guys will take them through. We want to dispel some fears that people may have about this. Number one, thanks for staying over late on a Saturday.
No problem.
I'm not sure when this is going to air, but yeah, we're here later than he wants to be.
No, that's all good.
But
nothing
we're
better to do.
We're ready. I'm a new person, and I'm going to let you take me through what I would need to be doing on this first time, this first week or so of what you guys would put them through.
Yeah, so starting off, we kind of figure out like kind of what you're at, I guess, experience-wise. Have you been in a gym before? Have you never been in a gym before? We get a lot of people that are like, man, I've never stepped foot in a gym. I don't, what is that even called? What is that? So, we kind of want to just show you the stuff, show you how the machines work, show you a couple things here and there. And then I always tell people, which you kind of, when you think about it, you're like, wow, is someone that's a trainer really telling me this? But like your first few times, I would rather you leave, if you're starting off brand new, I'd rather you leave thinking, I could have done a lot more.
Yes.
I really didn't, we really didn't do that much. I don't know. But then you get home, you're like, oh, we did a lot. Yeah, I feel it there. Because, you see it happen all the time. People come in, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sign up for the gym. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this, this, and this. And then we never see them again for.
Because they can't move for the next week.
You're so sore. They may go to the ER. They're like, I don't know. I've just got this incredible pain everywhere. So we kind of want to ease you into it, kind of see how you do, see how you move and stuff, and then just build off of it. So
and obviously, it's dependent upon the individual. Each individual may have different things going on. They may have restrictions that they cannot do, things they can do. And that's an interesting thing for you and the rest of the guys here, as to try to have if you've never met these people, trying to figure that out on the go, asking the questions of these people, and that's what they'll do, folks. They'll ask you questions about what it is you're looking to do, what it is you may have restrictions of, and they're going to make sure that they ease you into it to dispel any fears and any worries that you may have. Now, you may still feel sore, because if you've never done this before, your body is going to react as if it has never done stuff like this before. There will be people who've just been out of it for a long time and maybe just need that little nudge back into it. And things change and some strategies change. The basics are still there when it comes to exercise and lifting and working out, but you guys are always reading up on stuff, and so you can provide those people the opportunities that they need and the information they need, not to overdo it.
Like you said, we read up and stuff. The only thing I haven't been able to research and find any, cure for is I don't know how to work out and not make you sore. So that's it's gonna happen. We'll maybe while we get going, we'll kind of talk ways to kind of help with some soreness there. Usually it delays a little bit. So there's this term, if you ever look it up, delayed onset muscle soreness. It's abbreviated DOMS. If you're ever curious there. Generally 2 to 3 days after, that's really when it starts to creep in, because really when you're working out, you're stressing your body out. Your body doesn't want to do it. Your body really, it just wants to eat and keep you alive.
Yeah.
So all this stuff is really, it's stressing you out, and you're damaging your body. When you get out, that's where the repair happens. And so those 2 to 3 days, that damage is kind of, it's like if you get like a cut, that day it may not be as red and inflamed and everything there, but a couple days, your body's fighting to heal it. Your body's doing that to your muscles. so that's kind of where the your body has to adapt to all these
Yes.
all this stress, all this. I mean, because really you're causing your body trauma if you think about
Yes.
it. So you have that, but that's how you get stronger. You get bigger. You get faster, or you just you can kind of maintain your fitness level. And I don't want to scare anybody like, oh, we're gonna traumatize you.
You're going to be traumatized here.
But for a lack of a better word, that's what's happening to your body there.
Which is why the soreness. I mean, that's just why
yeah,
your body's
yeah.
going to be.
Just-
And what I've found is the longer that I progress through what I'm doing, and many people do this, the amount of soreness is not nearly as bad as it feels like when you first start. You're unused to it, and your body adapts and changes. And bodies are amazing machines, you know. I still work out hard and I increase weights, you know, and I still feel soreness, but it's not. It's almost like a little just normal soreness. It's not anything like overwhelming. So
yeah, that's as your body adapts to what you're stressing out. I mean, that's how you get fitter, you get better, you get stronger. So you know, if starting out day one we were doing back squats and we only did the bar, and you've never done that before in your life, you're probably going to hurt pretty bad.
just the motion itself.
Yeah,
even.
yeah, just the bar, you know, or even just body weight, just air squats.
Yeah.
If we come back here and we stay consistent with it, we come back in 6 months, and you're doing like the bar, like that's just one of your warm-up sets.
Yeah.
And like yeah, okay, let's throw on some weight. Yeah, and you know, you just build from that. And so then the soreness doesn't creep in until you get to that heavier stuff there. So it's all just building.
And it just takes time.
Yeah, that's the consistency and time. It's a over, like if you look at like a week, you know, I'd rather see someone in here 2 or 3 times a week for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, 40 minutes, as opposed to, well, I'll come on Monday. I'm pretty motivated on Monday. You spend 2 hours in here, and then like we don't see you again until Friday, and you're like, well, it's the weekend. I want to get out of here, but I really want to get my work in. But I got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we don't see you again until next Thursday because time, you know, get you a schedule. Kind of try to stick to that. It's kind of like if you were learning to play guitar. You know, who's going to be a better guitar player if you practice 15 minutes every day, or for 2 hours once a week, or you know. So
what we're saying is we can bring you to the well that you got to drink. So it's kind of like, you know, we're here to provide all the opportunities that you could possibly need, and all the information, all the help and support. But if you don't show up, it's just one of those things. Okay, so take me through it. I'm a newbie. I'm a first-time guy here, and what would you suggest? Let's say I don't have any maladies. I don't have a broken leg. I'm not healing from anything. I don't have any problems with blood pressure. Maybe. So what would you have me start with?
So usually, like just starting off, you know, we've kind of done our assessment. So like you said, we kind of know where we're at a little bit. I like to start on some kind of like cardio machine, whether that's the treadmill, elliptical, a bike. Sometimes I'll do a different one each day of the week just to kind of mix it up, but something just to where you kind of get moving. You know, 5-10 minutes, get the blood flowing a little bit, get that heart rate up a little bit. Maybe get a little bit of a sweat starting to get going. But yeah, we can.
I had coffee already this morning, so I'm definitely ready for the sweating.
Ready to go.
Happen. So we're going to get started here on a treadmill. And as you can see, there are plenty of ellipticals, treadmills, bikes. There's all sorts of stuff for people. And again, it's amazing that we have this here in our little rural area, because if you go to big cities, obviously you've got those 24-hour fitness gyms and places that have a lot. They got a bank of these things. But when you look at how many treadmills that we have here, just in treadmills alone, it's pretty impressive. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to be in here, and I'll tell you what, there's times I've been in here and every one of them's being used. So, okay, so what do I do?
Yeah, so we got a couple different ones. I like these ones because the screen's on them, and then when you're walking, it's going to give you it'll give you like a path you walk down. So it's kind of something to watch.
Okay.
So you're not just looking at like numbers. But I'm real simple. I just go choose workout. especially for what we're doing, since we're just warming up, I just want to do a quick start. This thing, like these are just like, so we can change the background and stuff. These are different preset workouts. Like there's these Army ones where it'll want you at like a certain heart rate.
Yeah.
So it may increase the speed or the incline depending on where you're at. So if your heart rate's not high enough, it's going to make it harder. If it gets too high, it's going to drop you down. You know, those are stuff, as you get more familiar on these two, if you've never been on a treadmill, it's a little awkward at first.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of, the belt starts and you're like, oh wait, what do I do? So I would definitely suggest just taking it slow, just getting used to it before we start diving in on those. But since like today, we just want to kind of get going. I'm just going to quick start it. Like I said, 5-10 minutes.
It gives you the breakdown of it's getting ready to start this treadmill.
Yeah.
And of course, you've got holds for people if people are uncomfortable at first. And so this thing starts at a pretty crawl pace.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And that's always, we want to start it slow. You've probably seen like the videos online where like they get it going super fast and they're going to stand off to the side and then they try
jump
to,
on it.
And they try to run and then they just fly off of it. Those are different kinds of treadmills. We do not suggest to do those, especially here. But like if we want to bump it up, I always tell people just push it once.
Okay.
Because if you can hold your finger and it'll shoot up, but if you're not paying attention, kind of it'll go way faster.
So it's all touchscreen. Well, these are all touchscreen, and they're very simple. So you've got your speed in miles per hour, and then you've got your incline. And I guess you can change the speed from miles per hour to kilometers per hour if you want, or something like that. Or no, it's still miles per hour.
Yeah.
So you're just bumping it up until you feel comfortable, I suppose.
Yeah, and it kind of depends what you're going for, you know. Like for us, since we're just warming up, you know, we want to get a little bit, kind of get going, get that heart rate going.
Yeah.
Let's say if you wanted to spend a little bit more time, we didn't want to lift really any weights. We're just kind of we're kind of letting our body recover from weight-wise. So but we still want to work our lungs, work our heart, work our endurance a little bit. Maybe we spend a little bit more time, a little faster pace. We'll maybe watch our heart rate. These things have heart rate monitors too, so we can kind of see like, okay, from 10 minutes, I'm going to see what my heart rate is, and it's 140. So we want to stay in that 140 for 5 minutes or something. We check it again in 5 minutes, see where we're at.
So what he's talking about here is you see the handles here, and these sensors basically. You basically just wrap your hands around that, and it'll start to check and you can see in the bottom corner of the screen, and then you see 85 beats per minute. Is that good?
Yeah. So So like the average person, like your day-to-day moving, I mean, like you're going to be anywhere from like 60 beats to like 80, 90, like not really doing much activity. You know, when you're sleeping, it's going to be way down. Like that's where you see like those, like Michael Phelps's, I think his resting heart rate's like 38 beats per minute, which is insane.
Wow.
But as we get going, but that heart rate, if you remember like that one episode we did early on about like our heart rate zones.
Yes.
So that's like a zone 1. Like we're pretty low.
Yeah.
You know, low effort. You know, we bump it up into the hundreds to 130s. We're kind of in that zone 2 a little bit. So it's still pretty easy, but you know, when we're talking, our mouths are open, we're breathing a little heavier. That zone 3, you get up into, you know, the 140s, 150s, getting a little tougher. We're not talking, we're kind of focusing.
Surviving.
Yeah. And then that zone 4 and 5, you know, we're kind of max effort. You know, we're dialed in, focused on what we're doing, and that's
again,
all.
When you think about those different zones, and it's all dependent on what the human being themselves want to do. For instance, if I'm in here and I'm post-lift and I'm wanting to get, I want to stay in one of those zone 2 areas, it's where I can talk, then I've got it dialed into where I know that you can check it for a while and then you figure it out.
Yeah.
You're just kind of where you're at, but then there'll be somebody beside me on a treadmill who is going I mean, for instance, we had a distance runner from the high school who was here yesterday, and she was on one of these treadmills, and she was getting it. I mean, going, as fast as you could run, and because you're just training her. She was trying to train for that. So it's all dependent upon what you're trying to do. And again, for first timers in here, Kyle and these people are not going to overload you.
Yeah.
So you're just going to get used to it. You're going to get used to walking on a treadmill. You're going to get used to the movement of an elliptical. You're going to get used to getting on a bike. I hate bikes, by the way.
Yeah.
Glad you didn't put me on one of those.
Yeah. Well, we could do that next.
Oh, yeah.
But
So it's just it's kind of a baseline of getting you moving a little bit here. So we've got 5 minutes in here as kind of a warm up or whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
And so when we're done, you can just hit the stop button.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop it there. I'll stop mine, and then it'll it pauses it first just to make sure you want to stop. We
Okay.
just end our workout.
And then
It'll give you
on this
all your
one, the cool
stats.
thing is it gives you a screen that shows you the distance you made, the mileage, or the calories per hour, or the calories you may have burned. And again, that's not a guarantee. It's just it's kind of a, I didn't put in my height and weight and all that stuff, but they give you all this stuff. So if you want to look at some of these snapshot results, then you've got that once the workout is finished on this. So.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that's very simple. It's just the treadmill. It's one thing that you guys might see when you come in for the first couple of weeks. So, what else? Bring me through it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm wearing my Muscle
Warmed up,
Hamster T-shirt.
ready to go. Yeah. And then what generally what we do, we try to get you on a mix of machines, so you kind of know how to operate those. As you can see, like our pin selected ones. So these are our stationary weight machines,
Okay.
right? So we've got several, and it kind of, a lot of people, they look at them, they're like, I don't know how to work any of them. If you figure out one of them, you can kind of figure out the rest of them. They're all pretty simple. So I like to do, like, maybe we'll do one leg, we'll do one upper body, get the feel there. We may come back to another leg, another upper body, just to kind of get your feet wet, learn them a little bit there.
When you talk about pin select equipment, so from here, and this it's all down
All
this
these.
line
Yep.
here.
Yep.
So does this encompass an entire body workout, or are there things that would be missing, or is there an opportunity in every piece of equipment here to get a full body workout?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So if you look at everything we have here, there's infinite combinations and possibilities of stuff we could do. One of those is, if you wanted to, you could start at this end, do each machine for 3 sets of 10.
Yeah.
That's total body. You're working every major muscle group, and that's going to be a pretty good workout. That'll probably take you 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So treadmill, hitting each one of those, in line. That's going to be a pretty good workout. Could that maybe after weeks 4 and 5, could that get a little stale? Maybe, sure.
Yeah.
It depends, like, kind of how you are as a person. So would we maybe one day we'll do all lower body. We'll come back the next day, maybe do all upper body.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do 2 lowers, 2 uppers. Like I said,
You said the combinations.
I mean, there's so many ways to do it, and if anybody's out there watching, this isn't like the way you have to do
Exactly.
it. And there may be some people watching. They're like, that guy's an idiot. What is he telling them to do this and this and this? People will often ask, like, man, what's the best workout I can do for this part of my body, or what's the best to lose weight, or this and that. Whatever one you'll do is the best one.
There you go.
I could spend like a master's level education, take 3 years of research and craft this beautiful 6-week training program. But if you don't do it, it ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna matter.
You could ask me, and I could come up with something real quick in 5 minutes, give you a week worth of workouts in 5 minutes, and if you do all those, you're gonna get better.
Exactly.
That's kind of, I think sometimes you get a little misinformation as you get out there. People like to discredit other people and, like, oh, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Man, if you just come in and do do something.
There's a theme
you're gonna
to this.
get better.
There's a theme to this, folks. You got to show up.
Yeah,
The theme
yeah.
of it is you got to show up.
Yeah, we can give you tools, but you have to do it.
You have to
So,
show up. All right, give me one.
Yeah,
give me
so
a couple.
we'll hop on this one. So this is because this one probably looks the most confusing.
It's got a lot of knobs.
Yeah. So on all of these, anything that's yellow, so yellow's here, yellow here, yellow there, yellow on the seat, anything that's yellow is something that's adjustable.
Okay.
So if you keep that in mind, that's where everything's going to move. So this one, we're a seated hamstring curl. So we're going to sit in it. We're working our hamstrings, so
Okay.
these muscles that go down the back of our back of our legs. So we want to sit in it. We want to sit where we're comfortable, so we can move our knees. So here, I'm probably a little too back. This thing is rubbing the back of my calf.
Okay.
Here, I'm a little bit too far up. So we want to find that sweet spot where my knees can move freely
Yeah.
there. And then on all of these, we're looking for the biggest range of motion. So that muscle, we really want that muscle to stretch.
Yeah.
And then when it contracts, so that muscle gets shorter where we're lifting something, we want a big contraction. So
Yeah.
big stretch, big contraction. How we get that is through this here. So if this is all the way down, we can see here, and if I pull my weight down just for an
Yeah,
example,
just a little bit.
you can see here, my legs really aren't moving that far.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going like if you look at the angle of my knee, I don't have it's not moving a ton. This here,
Wow, it goes
this
way
is
up.
maxed out. So when I'm up here, like it's kind of hard to get up there.
Yeah.
But my I'm sitting here, my hamstrings are burning. I've got 10 pounds on this thing, right?
Yeah.
So my hamstrings are really stretched. That's where that damage comes in. So I'm damaging my hamstrings right now, right?
Yeah.
I go to pull it down. I want to go all the way under my seat. So that's a
full range.
yeah, and then all the way up, let that thing stretch again. That's where you'll get the most muscle recruitment and everything there. But that's that. This here, this is kind of like your leg length. I'm about a medium leg, medium. You know, taller people, we may be down a little bit higher. Because we want this pads kind of sitting right on the back of my, kind of like my Achilles tendon, back of the calf there, a little bit there.
If it's all the way up on your calf muscle, it's probably
Yeah, it's a little too hard. Because that's where you kind of get into the physics of it. You look at like angles and where's your vector at and all that stuff, which that's pretty confusing to me. I just like if it feels smooth and it looks good, that's good there.
You're in good shape there.
And then we can pull this down here. Gives us something for our knees to push against while we're really going. At 10 pounds, it's not it's not
For
too
you, you
bad.
should- yeah.
Yeah. But as we bump it up, we may need to really kind of brace, squeeze the handles, push down so we can really get that big range of motion there. But
If you've ever seen me in the gym on this piece of equipment, you're going to see a weird face being made.
And that's
because I
okay.
am like, oh,
that's okay.
it is painful.
Yeah. If you want to give it a
Okay.
go.
So I'm coming in here and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm a little too far out. So
Yeah, so
all I want to do is grab this,
Yeah.
right?
You can pull it back a little bit.
Do I need to go further?
That looks pretty good to me.
Okay.
And generally, if you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
let's roll with it.
This feels pretty good.
Yeah, if you feel comfortable, you feel safe, that's pretty good.
I feel like I'm a pilot.
Yeah, locked in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can probably feel that there as I was
Oh,
talking there,
yeah.
like that stretch when you're all the way up.
I did legs yesterday, folks,
Yeah.
so my legs are burnt.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a simple motion where you're pulling and you're squeezing down, trying to get it all full range of motion down there. Ooh, I shouldn't have squeezed that.
Yeah. And when we're doing all these slow and steady, we want to
Exactly.
keep it slow. That's where you get the most bang for your buck, the most muscle damage, especially on the lengthening side of it. That's
Yeah.
where everything's tearing.
You're making sure to tell people not to just do this.
Yeah, yeah. And if
fast
if
you
you
can go.
hear the weights kind of, if you let them clang there,
I don't know if I can.
yeah. But if you let them clang and bang, good rule of thumb, that's probably a little too light. Let's bump it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're probably not even really controlling the weight. We want to be in control of the weight. We don't want to let it control what we do.
Well, it's
there.
very simple. It's right beside you. So if you're testing it out, you're like, that's not good weight. I want to move it up or move it down. You can just move it real quick and reset yourself. It's very simple. These things they're designed so nice.
Yeah.
They've taken out a lot of the guesswork. Again, there are some bells and whistles in it, but you find a weight that you're feeling pretty good about. That's a pretty good weight right there for me not to go crazy on, to be very controlled all the way through the entirety of it. And so if you're putting somebody on this, to begin with, how many reps, how many sets? Or
So
does it depend?
That's something else, infinite possibilities we could do. A good starting point, and what I'll do a lot of times too with people, I'll kind of give you a range. I want to do probably 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. And when I'm doing that, I want that weight, I mean, it's kind of like a cliche now, like, because you heard it all the time growing up, but to feel the burn.
Yep.
And everyone always kind of laughed. They're like, oh yeah, feel the burn. But that's what you want to feel. That's that muscle damage that's happening, is that burn, that muscle fatigue. So I don't want it to be, we're doing 10 and you can go 1, 2, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Okay, what next? I want you to do 7, 8, those last few, we're not gonna put you in the ground, but you can feel, it's a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, you don't want it to be easy.
Yeah.
You want it to be challenging to a level.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. So muscle building, like for muscle strength, if you're wanting to get stronger, you're gonna lift a weight, like heavy weights, anywhere from 1 rep to 5 reps. That's generally a good rule of thumb. That's just gonna be pure strength. With muscle building, which that's going to be a lot more of probably what we're trying to do in here. That takes place from 5 to 30. So we got a wide range.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing something if you can do something for 30 reps, time-wise, efficiency-wise, make it a little bit heavier and just do 10.
Exactly.
I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, if I'm doing something, I want to do 3 sets. I don't want to spend 25 minutes on one machine. I kind of want to get what I'm doing, and then move on to the next thing, or go home at that point. I've kind of gotten to where I'm like, oh yeah, 45 minutes. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
But
there are some gym hounds that are here for hours and hours at a time. Okay, so this is just one of the machines. You would run somebody through another one, and this is just this is hamstrings focused.
Yep.
So this is a machine that works one body part.
Yeah.
And there's other machines that work one body part specifically. Like for instance, you're on here, the hamstring. This is the exact opposite. This machine is for your quads. And it's very similar in that, obviously, in that you're looking for the maximum range of motion here, and instead of pulling down,
you're kicking out.
You're kicking out.
Yeah.
And these are the things that they're going to tell you when you guys come in here. They're not going to say, "Hi, welcome, go do whatever you are going to do." They're going to help you through this process until you become comfortable. Ask these questions of them. Well, how many of these should I do? How should it be easy? Should it be hard? We're trying to give you that information right now, so when you come in, you're prepared for the questions that you may need to ask them. So, what else do you got for me? Give me some more stuff.
We'll hit an upper body one just to kind of mix it up a little bit. We can hit this one. So this one's our chest press one. So I forgot to mention when we were down there, but all of these too, they have a little diagram. It's showing you what muscle it's working. So that hamstring one, it was just working our hamstring.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can kind of think of it like we're just isolating that hamstring. This chest press, you can see here, it's working several things. So that's kind of something that we'd call like a compound lift.
Okay.
So you're working more than one muscle group. This is so a bench press and this are really similar. They're both compound movements there. If we wanted a leg compound movement, so we're working more than one muscle group, that's going to be like a squat or a deadlift, a lunge, something like that. Most of these machines, you're working a few muscle groups. Some of them you're just isolating one thing there. So this one, again, everything yellow we can adjust. And this, I tell people too, especially with this one with the seat, I like my seat all the way up. I feel more comfortable. I feel a stronger base there. I like it this way. Some people maybe like it a little bit closer, but for me, you're not gonna hurt yourself just by putting
Yeah.
your seat up just a little bit higher. I feel more comfortable. That's how I'm gonna roll with it there.
You notice the ease of movement on that.
Yeah,
on
it's
that thing.
boom,
It's-
boom, easy.
This, by the way, this equipment is unbelievable stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, this is very nice equipment.
Everything's commercial grade. It can take a beating. You know, it's NASA titanium steel. I don't know if it is, but it sounds good. But this one, like on there, we're looking for our biggest range of motion for whatever muscle we're working. So we're working our chest, our shoulder, triceps a little bit. So to get the biggest stretch on this one, this is going to be all the way down. So it's kind of behind me a little bit. So it's a little bit tougher to get into. So let's say you're like your shoulder mobility, like that's like we can't get back that far. Well, we'll bump it up to here. We're not in that extreme stretched position.
This is where these modifications
Yeah,
for people
exactly.
who may have
Yep.
issues come in. There is an ability to adjust it based on people, so there are no excuses. by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, and it's another way to progress too. So it's not just adding weights or adding reps. You know, maybe for 3 weeks we're doing this one, and our levels at a 3, so we're the furthest away from our body. So for 3 weeks there, then we kind of got it. Well, let's try at week 4. Let's bump it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit more stretch. Do it there for 3 or 4 weeks, and then maybe then we work to where we're lock it in there. We're all the way back. So you can kind of see like I've got this one on 2 and 1, so you can see the difference there. But yeah, so that's another way to progress too, is just working on that range of motion. Because you see it a lot when people are squatting. They're like, well, I can't go that deep in a squat. Well, do you ever try? Like you have to. It's something you have to work at. It's not just gonna. You can't just be like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of again what we were saying. It's doing it there. But
The human body is an amazing thing, by the way, and I keep saying that because it's true. What you can't do this week or next week, you may be able to do the following week. The body is it adjusts. Here's the deal. Even if you've never worked out before in your life, the ability to adapt is incredible. Your body can adapt very, very quickly. And when I say very quickly, I don't mean overnight, but within weeks, within months, your body is going to change if you're consistent with being in here. And that's, again, we can tell you all this information, we can show you all the cool stuff that we have here. If you don't walk through the door, it's not going to matter what we know or what we can do. So,
yeah, I'll let you
all right.
give this one a roll. So,
I have not used this machine, so this will be my first time ever.
So you'll set up nice stall. Like I said, you can adjust your seat however you want to. We want those handles about chest level there.
Okay.
Like I said, I feel more comfortable this way. You may like it a little bit lower. That's totally fine there. But hands on your handles. All you're going to do, just press straight out. We want to get a nice kind of lockout so our chest and tricep were locked out.
Okay.
They're engaged. Nice and easy. And there, I've got it at that max level there, so the weights are gonna hit. So like I said, we just want that. I tell people like we just want that weight. I just want that weight stack to kiss, nice and easy, just little tap, easy there.
You want it to
we
kiss.
don't want a big clanging and banging there.
My gosh,
But
that's one thing I have heard.
oh yeah, yep, yep.
So there are times, there are some, I don't know what you would call that for people who really just like to, they like to get medieval with it.
Yeah.
And there are people that you can tell what machine they're on, even if you've got your headset in, because they are, good thing this is NASA grade titanium equipment, because my goodness, people do sometimes get a little bit squirrely on this stuff. So I'm gonna send it up to a weight I think I'm comfortable with. And it's very simple. You may not be comfortable with it, and if you're not, you can always change it.
So
I feel like this is not enough motion for me, so
So
I can
yeah,
just
so you just want
change
to
it
pull those
back.
down. Like I said, it'll give you a little bigger stretch on that chest.
And so you're wanting it right near your
Yeah,
chest.
yeah, chest levels, kind of somewhere
If you
in
get
there.
it up too high, what is the situation there?
Yeah, so too high. So there's in all of our lifts, there's this midline where kind of our body mass is, like where our weight is, and where we're pushing something. So if I'm kind of getting to the physics a little bit, so this may make me sound smarter than I actually am. But since we're pushing the weight horizontally, right? We're pushing it this way. That midline is going to be right smack dab through the middle of your chest.
Gotcha.
So really, I don't want to say that's the easier spot to push it, but it's the easier spot to push it. If you get out away from that midline, it gets harder. Everything, like your joints are more compromised because you're out of position, and it's just if you try it, it's going to feel really
gonna be
awkward.
really awkward.
Here you can brace, you can squeeze your shoulder blades together,
Yeah.
you can squeeze your belly. That's another big thing. We want to brace, squeeze your belly, and you can really push there. If you try to push from up here, it's really weird.
And I let him kiss.
Yep, let them kiss.
Why have you never done this?
I don't know why I've never done this.
Got an awesome machine.
I'm kind of a free weight guy. I use a lot of dumbbells. Wow, this is good. And you just get used to the feel of it. And again, you're trying not to go fast. You're trying to make sure you go both ways.
Yep.
When you're
Yeah.
coming back, you don't want to just let it go. You want to be able to
You gotta control that weight.
control it forward
And
and
this is
back.
cool too. So these handles, so if you take it down, now you can just push with one arm, leave one down, and then you
Wow.
can alternate. So that's something
That is
cool.
wild.
That's something cool. So you can do, like, if you could do 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10.
Yeah.
And then let's do 5 with them both together. So that's a fun way to do it there. You could do 5, 5, 5. There's
Yeah.
like I said earlier, there's infinite possibilities of stuff to do.
Yeah, I do. I feel that in my chest, in my shoulders, and in my triceps.
Yeah, yep.
Feeling all three
yeah,
of
that's
those.
that kind of that compound movement there. You're working multiple muscle groups. There's stuff we can do where we isolate just the chest. There's stuff you can do where you can isolate just your triceps.
Yeah.
If you're short on time, a good kind of rule of thumb, just hit a couple compound lifts, and that's a pretty good.
And you've got
pretty good workout.
basically an upper body workout.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm swole now.
It looks just like the hamster, man.
I did 5 reps there. I'm totally buff now.
Pump cover on.
So, again, as you said, these machines, these Penn Select equipment machines, are really, really good in the fact that they're designed, and still you got to move a few things around, but they're designed to be simple to use. Many of them are single muscles. Some of them are compounds, and so you would take people through this, and again, each individual person is. It depends on what they want,
Yeah.
where they're at. One thing I wanted to mention was, when you're talking about like people with range of motion or people with certain, right next door to the wellness center is physical therapy, and physical therapy utilizes this place as much as anybody else because they have people who are rehabbing things in certain ways, and they're on these machines a
Yeah.
lot because these machines are adaptable to get people where they need to be. That's a cool thing that you guys are able to do together,
Yeah.
is to bring them in. So this is all adjustable for you guys. If you're a first timer, do not fear the gym. Do not fear the weights. It's not very, very tough.
Yeah.
It's just showing up here. So you got a chest press machine that's hitting multiple muscles. You've got it looks like a lat pull down machine.
Yeah.
What is this thing?
So this one's pretty cool. So this is the only one that we have like this. So this one's like a 2-in-1. So it's
Yeah.
2 things. So it's a chest fly. So the chest fly part. Again, I like my seat all the way up. My legs are a little longer. Some people, I may put them all the way up, and they're like, I feel weird. But anyhow, so this one, chest fly. So arms out by the side. Make sure.
Make sure it's
No
on
one,
a doable weight here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I put 85 on that, thinking it was easy.
Yeah.
Jeez, Whiz.
I got on one of these one time. I was showing somebody something, and it was after one of the leg ones. After one of these high school kids was on it, and it was like 200 pounds. I'm like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. So
was not prepared.
always check your weights before you get
Before
on.
you go after one,
Yeah.
make sure it's doable.
But this one, so arms out by the side. I want to have a little bit of bend in my elbows. I don't want to be completely locked out.
Okay.
I also don't want to be in here. It's kind of arms out the side. If you kind of think about like if you were getting ready to hug a barrel to pick it up and move it,
Yeah.
hug a ball, something like that. So arms out by the side. I want them just outside my peripheral vision there, and then you're just going to bring them together, squeeze. You don't have to bang them there. So just a good squeeze, a couple inches with your knuckles. Really good squeeze in your chest. Anytime you're doing any of these two, really kind of think about that muscle you're working. So give it a good squeeze, really flex it like you're in the mirror, flexing
Yeah.
whatever. Let it come down, big stretch, and then come back. So that's the chest fly. And then if we turn this thing around,
And here's the
Pull these
adjustable
guys.
nature of it.
bring them in.
Wow.
So we'll sit on it facing this way, hands out in front of you, and then we're just going to pull the things apart. Now, when I'm doing these, everything we've kind of talked about, big ranges of motion. This, I just want to go to where I can see them right here.
Yeah.
You don't need to go way back here. You'll see some people that's like they're trying to, reach around and give themselves a high five. We just want to go, about your peripheral vision there, right by your ears, and then same thing. Let them just tap there and back.
And so what you'll show people, obviously, of course, yellow means it's movable,
yep.
so I'm going to do this.
Yeah. So
What you'll show people is
make sure we're even there.
make sure you're doing a proper weight. And that's where you guys are here, almost more than anything else, is to explain what a proper weight is. Because somebody that comes in here, they may not have a clue what they're doing. They may not ask you for help, but they may come over here and people can figure stuff out.
Yeah,
So they come
yeah.
over here and they're doing something, but they're not doing it even close to right. And so that's where these questions come in. So let's say I've got the weight I want on it, but I come over here and I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's not, they're going to tell you, okay, you're not doing nearly enough weight. You need, let's bump that weight up a little bit. Let's make sure that you're doing controlled motions, squeezing in. And again, there's two motions when it comes to
Yeah,
lifting.
yep.
There is the squeeze, and almost as important, what we used to call were negatives.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know what do they call those nowadays.
So, I mean, you still see it called negatives, but so you've got your eccentric and your concentric. So the eccentric from that one, that muscle it's shortening so that you're working your chest there. So if you kind of imagine those muscle fibers, they're pulling together to move that muscle. Then the concentric, so it's now lengthening.
Yeah.
It's a negative. It's I'm going blank, but there's several other
Yeah, I'm
names.
going back to the 90s. So
Yeah. And that's something too. You may hear us call something one way. There's a lot of this stuff. There's hundreds of names for stuff too.
Yeah, for even the type of a lift that you're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
People call it different things. All right, so I've got this in. It's very simple, right? You send them all the way in.
Yep. To the front.
Now this looks hard.
Yeah. So
This looks very, very difficult to me.
and then so we go hands on the insides. I like it that way.
Okay.
It kind of takes your grip out of it, so
Yeah.
you're working the muscles that you want to.
So I didn't even realize that this thing is just kind of hinged.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes it to where you don't have to set this to get it where your
Yeah.
arms need to be. And this one you just send straight,
straight
oh,
out.
Wow.
Yeah. And then good squeeze back here.
Do you see my muscles, Swolby?
No. Put some more weight on it.
Yeah.
See how far back you can go.
So I notice also on here there's a timer.
Yes,
And
yeah,
there's-
yeah.
What is this?
So these are really cool. So they will count your reps for you. So that's really handy because if you're like me, sometimes you kind of get wrapped up and you're just trying to squeeze out as much as you can. You're like, wait, how many did I do? And it's got a timer on it. So when you stop, looks like about 20 seconds
Okay.
ago. You can use that as like your rest time. So the rest is something that's really important. That you can use that to kind of change your intensity a little bit.
Yeah.
Because what happens sometimes around here, we get a little bit of dilly-dallying going on. So we'll do a set, and then we kind of sit around. We'll talk to whoever's on this
Let's go
machine.
back to the podcast that we did on gym etiquette. Don't be the person who's sitting here on your phone for 25 minutes in between each
Yeah.
set. So that's
so
something
that-
to keep you.
And when you do that, it takes you out of it. Depending like what we're going for, if we're going something more strength based, so we're lifting a little bit heavier, we may want a little bit more time. So let's say you're doing on this one, you're doing three sets of like 5. So we're kind of in that strength building set there. So it's going to be more intense. We got to kind of put more effort into it. So we may rest a little bit longer. We may rest up to 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, just to let everything recover, so we can really hit good quality reps when we go again. If we're in that muscle size, muscle building kind of range there, so that 5 to 30 range, you know, something we could do. You could do a set, rest a minute, bump the weight up, do a set, rest 45 seconds. Bump the weight up, do a set, rest 30 seconds. So you can use rest time. That's another way to progress too. So you can progress with your weight, your range of motion, your rest times. You know, doing something really hard, you may have to rest for a long time at first. You decrease that rest time, you get fitter as you go. You can do like little burnout sets on stuff too. So you can do a set, rest 10 seconds, do a set. You know, that's a good way to kind of, I kind of call those like little finishers. So like at the end of your workout, you kind of just burn it out, you know, get that blood into that muscle. So it'll do your rest time. And then when you start again, if I can get it going, it'll time your how long you're working too. That's another thing we could do. I don't do it too much, but you can do it. Like if you wanted to do a minute of however many reps you can get, that's another way that kind of be a good finisher. You know, where you're done for the day, a minute, do as many of those as you can. And then
again,
next
it's
week,
got a counter on it, so you don't have to check how many you're doing.
So that's the timer there.
And there's all sorts of things. Like, so what he's talking about is you may want to decrease the time in between. You may want to up the weights in between. It's the same thing as when you're getting on the treadmills or on the ellipticals. At first, you may be able to go 10 minutes at 2 miles an hour. Well, you get comfortable with that after 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. You don't want to still be doing 10 minutes at 2 miles an hour. Your body has adjusted to it, and you have to continually push your body to that next level to keep making improvements. It's in everything you're doing here in the gym. It's both weight training and in cardiovascular or movement exercises as well. They're all important to adjust as you go. But again, that's where the consistency comes in as well. So these are the Penn Selecta machines. All of these things, they're very user-friendly, I will say that. So when you come in for the first couple of trials, they'll get you on a piece of equipment as far as movement. They'll get your heart rate up and moving a little bit. We'll get into some weights, whether it be Penn Select equipment. And then you've got all this other stuff. So we've got these machines that people really, really enjoy, and these are great machines. Some people may not want to use machines. Maybe the machines are being used. So there's all sorts of other stuff. And for people who maybe have not been in the gym or haven't been in the gym for a long time, it can be overwhelming to just walk in here and look at everything that you guys have. So if somebody's overwhelmed by that situation and they come to you and they say, well, what do I need to do? Where do I need to go? There's just so much stuff here. And so you talk to them and you find out what they're trying to do, if they're just trying to get overall quality, overall muscle, a little bit of muscle build all over. And so that's where you guys come in with individualized stuff. But let's say none of this is available and you want to help them with stuff. What would you suggest somebody get on with when it comes to any type of muscle?
So all kinds of stuff. So you can see here we got our dumbbells, we got all of our bars, plates loaded for our bars, all kinds of stuff. I feel like a lot of times people kind of gravitate towards the machines. They're easier to set up, easier to get into, and this is what the big bulky guys do. They grab these weights, they throw dumbbells around, but these are really important too. These free weights, you know, the machines are great for what they do, but you are kind of locked in, like you're sitting down, you're locked into a position where if you're doing like, let's say like a goblet squat.
Okay, so we've talked through the Penn Select equipment, and so now we're in the free weight area, and you're going to show some things here, and you're going to put me through a couple things that, if you saw a couple of the movements over there, you're going to see some things that are very similar.
So what I was going to show you. So I was going to do a goblet squat.
Okay.
So we have a leg press machine, which if you're looking at the muscles work, like the motor pattern, the order muscles are working very similar, but they're very different. The leg press, you're locked in, you're sitting down. If I'm doing a goblet squat, it's just a fancy way of telling you how you're going to hold your dumbbell. So if you've ever been seen old time castle movies,
Yeah.
medieval, and they've got the big goblets. You hold your
Yes.
dumbbell like a goblet, kind of right in front of your face. So I have to hold this dumbbell here. I've got to brace my core because I don't want to be kind of
Yeah.
looking like a turtle here. I want to be up nice and tall, and then I have to do the actual lift itself. So
Yeah.
I'm squatting, so I'm going to push my hips back a little bit, let my hips ride down, and then back up. Looks really similar to the leg press, but very, very different.
Yeah.
So big range of motion here. If that's a struggle for some people, which a lot of times squatting that deep is, we can do stuff. We can put some weight plates under your heels,
Yeah.
so that you can get that depth. We may do it to a bench or something. So just into there, working
Yeah.
up. There's
When you talk about the range of motion, the muscles work, they're all similar, but there's a reason for the different types.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's say for 3 weeks I'm using the Pin Select leg press machine, and then I want to mix it up, and so you're like, well, grab the goblet here, and let's see if I can do it. Oh my gosh, I bet you I can't go all the way down. Oh
Yeah,
my
good,
goodness.
Good, you got it.
That is so hard.
Yeah. But if you do the leg press, it's a great way to progress to it. But you can see the difference, and
Yeah.
even just doing a free weight, your core is more activated. I would argue that free weights they require more core strength than what you think.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, man, what's the best core exercise? Do a back squat with some weight on your back. Your core is engaged to keep that bar up.
Yeah.
Doing body weight crunches for sets of 50. What's better there? That's kind of a little debatable, but I think you get a little more core strength out
Yeah,
of doing something like that.
So free weights are a great way to do that. One of the things I wanted to, so we just talked about the 2-in-1 machine. Of course, you have flies, as you call them,
Yeah,
chest
chest
flies.
flies.
And so let's say you're somebody who is graduated from not wanting to use those Pin Select machines.
Yeah.
Well, you can do a chest
yeah.
fly.
Yep.
With free weights right here on the bench. And what you'll see, and again, this is a lot for beginners who may not be in here, but if you basically take yourself sitting up on that machine, your arms are still where they are, the range of motion is still the way it is, your elbows are still bent the way they are on that machine, and you're still squeezing. It's the exact same, only different.
Yeah. There's kind of levels to it. It's a progression. So you may have trouble just
Sets of
getting.
3.
Yeah. Hey, you're in the muscle
I'm in the
strength, your strength building, your strength training.
Yeah.
Some people, they may have trouble just laying down on a bench like that can.
Yeah.
And getting up, that's pretty narrow. So maybe we do that, and then while we're also on the machine, we're doing some stuff to work on standing up, sitting down, some core stuff. Then we get to this, and then you progress to on the bench, and then what's something else you do? You can go to heavier dumbbells. What's something else you can progress to? You can make it an incline, so you're a little bit higher there. What's something else? I've got bands. We can wrap bands around the dumbbells and do flies that way. There's so many ways you can mix up stuff to keep it fresh, to keep you progressing. Because you see a lot of people, they come in and they kind of do the same thing over and over and over, and that's their little routine and they love it.
Yeah.
But are you getting better? I don't,
Yeah.
Are you just maintaining? Which is, we want to keep our health, but we also want to get better too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and so that's why you got to come see either Kyle or Matt or Will or Veronica or Cheryl or any of them, because you guys are all trained on this stuff, so you all know wherever somebody is, if they're starting out, if they're engaged for weeks or months and they've hit kind of a wall,
Yeah.
or they're just stagnant in their workouts.
come ask questions of these people, because they are the ones who are going to help navigate you through those things. You guys have been doing this for a long time. You know what you're talking about. So if somebody comes in, they're going to ask you questions about what your fitness level is. If you have, and of course, if you go back to the previous podcast, in the signups, there is a basic skills test, if you want to call it that. There is the InBody scanner if you sign up for Prescription for Your Health. They do the squats. They do the 6-minute walk to get a baseline for people. And then you come in, they're going to get you on a piece of equipment, be it a treadmill, a cross trainer, a bike, something to get your heart rate going. And then they will walk you through. It does not have to be overwhelming. You don't have to use, as he said, all this equipment. It's not necessary that you use every piece the first day you come in here, the first week you come in here. They're going to get you on some of this stuff and get your body moving. And then as you progress through, you can start asking questions, or you can start saying, well, I see somebody over there doing something. What does that do? Is that, and they're going to start seeing it, and you guys are going to start understanding. It's all about learning the process of lifting weights and walking on this and riding a bike. It's all time. It's going to be, you just got to do it. You got to be here. You got to come in here, and it's not hard. It's we were talking about punishing and tearing your body into
Trauma.
shreds. Yeah, trauma on the body. It's all technical terms for it's just you're getting healthier.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just trying to get healthier. And there's so many ways to do it, guys. There are so many ways that Kyle can help you guys do this. There's only so many muscles. There's only so many ways you can move them, but there's so many ways to do it in the gym. Is there anything else that we wanted to cover here?
We kind of got, I think, a pretty good idea of it. One thing I would like to throw in there, don't be scared of trying something new, or because everyone's like, man, I saw this thing on Instagram, but I'm scared I'm going to look stupid. I promise you, no one cares in here.
Nobody cares.
It's kind of, after working in it for so long, you kind of come to the realization, like, everyone's more worried about themselves, and they're trying to, look at me, I'm lifting all this stuff. No one really cares what you're doing, to be honest.
We're all in here trying to survive,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
So.
And really, if you start doing something that maybe looks a little different out of the norm, someone's like, what are you doing? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
So I would say, don't be scared to try something. If you find yourself kind of in that rut, well, I'm doing all this, I'm coming for an hour a day, 3 times a week, which is plenty. But I'm not getting any better. Well, let's mix some stuff up. Are you just doing the machines? Well, let's throw in a couple of dumbbells. You got the dumbbells? Well, let's do some of these cable things. Let's add maybe instead of goblet squats, let's progress up to a back squat.
Yeah.
There's just try stuff, learn stuff. That's
Yeah.
as adults too, we need to learn skills too. That the only way to get better at learning stuff is to try
come do
stuff
it, yeah.
and practice doing it. So
And ask questions, number
Yeah.
one. The thing is, folks, we do these podcasts to try to get information to people, to try to show people what they'll be doing, and again, to try to ease any fears that you may have that this is going to be an overwhelming situation. It's not overwhelming. If you walk in here, they're not going to put you through a ringer, and they're not going to make you so miserable that you can't survive.
unless you want to,
Unless
we
you
can
want,
we
yeah.
can do that.
If you want to get hard in the paint, you can get hard in the paint.
Yeah.
It all comes down to this: you've got to show up, and if you start showing up, and if you try to get consistency in this wellness journey that you have, no matter what type of wellness you're looking for, if you start getting consistent, those fears are gone within weeks, maybe even within one session. You start showing up, you start feeling your body improve in different ways, and that's where you start. And the first step is walking through the door. Come in and see Kyle, come in and see the rest of the crew here, because they know what they're doing. They'll teach you what you need to know. They'll alleviate any fears you may have about looking weird or working out. And it's not, There was a great, speaking of online, somebody says it's not easy, but it's simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
this-
overcomplicate
yeah,
this. You
yeah.
don't have to overcomplicate that. I hope he didn't. Hope he doesn't see this and copyright that on me. But
Oh, they're just you can't do that, right? It's
I don't
just
think you
where
can do
I
that.
don't know.
It's been a great
summarized
day.
it.
I didn't get overwhelmed on my body after an entire week of working out. Repping the Muscle Hamster T-shirt, by
Yeah.
the way. I don't feel it the way Garrett does,
Yeah.
obviously.
Getting close though.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
I did not stress my body too much. Guess what? First time in the gym, I did not stress my body too much. I'll be slightly sore from this, but I'll be back the next day, and I'll be back the next week, and I'll be back the next month, hopefully. Kyle,
Yeah,
thank
you
you,
will.
buddy. Thanks for staying late, man.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Make sure you stop in here at the Wellness Center, see Kyle, see any of the other staff members. If you're looking to get into prescription for your health, make sure you talk to your primary care physician. They can give you a script to get into this program. It is a wonderful program. The benefits are great, and I think the results are speaking for themselves already. If you guys have any questions, make sure you come see anybody here at the Wellness Center at Rowan General Hospital. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.